photograph. It was taken in Baghdad in 1933. The little person in the middle is me, and my sister Beatrice, and my brother Moshe. This is a diploma that was given by the Iraqi government, the education ministry, for finishing the elementary education in 1949. It says المملكة العراقية شهادة الدراسة الابتدائية. It was a big house with a big garden. We even at one time, when there was a problem with the milk, we had a cow. So we had our own milk rather than buy it from outside. And moved from the city into the outskirts for fresh air. They used to have two Jewish clubs. We were members of the Jewish clubs. In the evening or late afternoon, we go, all the family, there, and the children we used to roller skate or something, and the parents, they sat and talk, or that's the women, my mother and her friends, and my father used to play some sort of bridge. There were mixed, a lot of Jewish people, a lot of Christian people, and a lot of Arab people, Muslim people. I mean, I know that the cousin of the king of Iraq was with us, and some of the children of the ministers were at the same school. And it was a mixed education, which was, we never had any problem. Sectarian problem, we never had any. I had mixed friends as well, Jewish, non-Jewish, all the time. Well, it started to change, I think, in 1940-41, when Hitler started, when they got into Egypt, and they were the sympathizers, as I said, the Nazi sympathizers in Iraq. So Jews didn't have a good life. And then the pogrom started. It was time near Shavuot. 7 o'clock in the morning, when they went to the kitchen, my mother, my auntie, and the maid, to prepare the breakfast, because my cousins were grown-ups and they were at work. So took the bus to go to town to work. They looked and they found change, some disturbance. People were maybe dead, maybe not, on the street. So they turned back, took the bus back, turned back, and they said the city is not normal today. There is something, but we don't know what. By that time, the Welk woman, they used to live, it's a camp of Arabs. They used to live at the back of the property in mud houses. She used to bring the milk every morning. She came to the back door and she told my mother, let everybody stays in today. We were still in our pajamas, before breakfast, before anything. We followed her. She took us to her hut, a small room, half the size of this room, mostly bedding. By the time we closed the back door, the front door was broken down, and the mob came in. We didn't see them, luckily. We could hear the noise, the bullets. We closed the door and we sat there. She told us nobody to speak. We could hear bullets. We could hear screaming. We didn't know what was happening. Our parents didn't even, they said to us not to speak. put their fingers on their mouth. We stayed there from 7 o'clock in the morning till 5:30 in the evening. No food, no water, hot. A friend of my father who was in the army, he used to be a good friend. His name was Qasim. He was looking for my father. He knew about the pogrom. He was looking for my father. So he came in this fellow's car to look for us. What he found, the house was empty, literally empty. Even the windows were taken out. The doors were taken out. The banisters were taken out. And there were only papers in the house. And our cat, we used to have a cat, she was meowing all the time, and there was no sign of life at all. He asked the people, and there was the cart came, the Red Crescent, to pick up the dead and those that were killed. He looked in the car to see if he would recognize my father. My father wasn't there. So he asked the people, where are these people who lived in this house? One of them was in the army. One of the people that was standing by was in the army. And he said to him, no, they were all right. He said to him, he pulled his gun and he said, I will shoot you if you don't tell me. He said to him, I know where they are and I will take you to them. So he came in these little narrow alleyways, calling Saleh. But this woman, Jamila, told us not to speak and not to make a noise, or that nobody would know that we were there. We didn't answer. Saleh, Saleh, Saleh. At the end he came and he said, Saleh, I am Qasim. So we came out. He took us to this car. We couldn't fit. So many of us. Who do you leave behind? Those that are left behind will be killed. So my cousins who were men, in those days the car used to have a platform. And then you open the door, so they stood on the platform, put their hand round the windows, and we all fitted in. We looked at the house. We had the shock of our life. Was nothing in it, nothing at all. Even some of the floor were taken out. Anyway, we went to our cousin to wash our clothes. We put in the sun. They took it off us, wash it. It dried, and we put it on again, until we borrowed some clothes of our cousins or people of our own age. We stayed there for about a month. We went in a taxi to Iran for a few months to try and get a visa to go anywhere else. We had nothing to go back to. No house, no furniture, no nothing. We couldn't prove anything, only with passport. No, which country would take a family of 7 without proofing of you can support yourself, you can do. Anyway, after a few months, by September, October, we went back to Baghdad. And that's the time when I left school and I stayed at home. Nothing. Void. I left school, I finished school, and there is nothing else to do. You wouldn't go into university, I won't take you. You can't do anything. So I stayed at home. Nothing at all. I stayed with my mother. And my brother, younger brother. There was still, the Alliance school closed down, and they opened Frank Aney school. My youngest brother went to this school. He hasn't finished school yet, and that's it. Well, to tell you the truth, you were very careful, very, very careful. We didn't mix. There were very few Jewish people left, and you didn't mix with other people. It wasn't. It was sort of a void. And my sister, went, and my grandma went, and we stayed behind. My younger brother came to England. We stayed in England, in Baghdad, few years, until from 51 to 56, 57, and left when we managed to get a passport. We left as well with one suitcase and nothing else. You book as a holiday, you take the suitcase, you lock the door, and goodbye, and you leave everything behind. I have no photographs except the one I showed you, which was sent to people who were cousins or family abroad. All behind, no jewelry. Were even what we bought after the pogrom that were taken. We didn't take it. Maybe you were not allowed to take it anyway. We didn't have much. We didn't take it. And you take clothes. You can't take anything else with you. Well, to tell you the truth, no matter how much difficulties you've gone through, it's the place you were born, the place you grew up, you remember different things, you remember good things, and then when you remember the bad thing, you said, no, thank God I'm out. If I knew 1,000% safe, not 100%, I would like to go, to see the places that I've seen, that I've known, that the one we left behind, the property, whether it's still there or not. It's intriguing what had happened to the country that you left so long ago. I mean, now that I left Baghdad, I left Israel, I left many, many years ago. Didn't leave me.